Hello students, welcome to Java Programming Lab session. In this session, we will see how to install JDK on our computer systems. When you have a computer in your home and practice programs by installing Java Development Kit upper version 7 onwards, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever you like. And the installation process of this JDK and how to create our directories in the drives of our computer and how to create a source file, Java source file, and how it's going to be compiled. And we know the process of Java program compiling and running, executing the file programs. In the last two theory video, I explained everything, how to compile, how to execute the programs, and we will see more in detail in this lab session. Okay, now coming to browser, go to browser, uh, see the process of how to download JDK, Java Development Kit. Just type JDK version 7 onwards. You can, whatever you like to wish to install JDK on your computer, and more version 7 onwards you can select, that is better for our curriculum given by R19 JNTK. And you also check the process of this installation about JDK based on your operating system and machine. So JDK 7 download for Windows or Apple or Mac, like that, Linux, and 7 Windows 7, 8, 10, or check your computer that it is 32-bit or 64-bit Windows, like that. Based on that configuration and operating system machine configuration, based on that only you can download your JDK version. So before, how to know your system configuration, just I will show you the process. Okay, coming to your desktop computer, like, and you can go to desktop and select the system, or you can right click on my PC, go to the system properties, go to the system properties. See here, if you observe here, what type of operating system, 32-bit operating system you are using, then based on this architecture only you can select the download version of the JDK and select the which type of Windows system you are working, Windows 10 or Windows 7 or Windows 8, like that. Here it is Windows 10 32-bit. Like that, you also check your computer system in settings, what type of computer system you are going to use. Okay, now come to here, JDK Windows 10 32-bit or 62-bit, whatever you like. Then go to this website, oracle.com, this official website to download JDK versions. Go to right click and open the link. I would like to select JDK version 7. So see here, it clearly displays the product and file description about which operating system you have in your computer system. And this is Windows 86, Windows 64. Here Windows 86 means it is Windows 32-bit whereas Windows 8 64 means 64-bit. And you can go to download according to your computer organization or computer operating system and what type of machine you are using. And this is also available JDK for Linux, Mac, Solaris, and different Linux also. You can download this one and later start installation. Okay, coming to here, after downloading the application, so JDK file will be look like this, and double click on this one, then start process of installing JDK on your computer system. So once follow the rule, the given guidelines to install this one on your computer. Then after installing this JDK version on your computer, just following the installation procedures one by one. I'm skipping that one. And after installation of this JDK, go to your C drive. There you can see computer program files and you can find folder Java here. So open Java folder and you can check this, the version of this is JDK 1.8. So I installed JDK 1.8 and go to this folder and okay, open the folder JDK 1.8 and you will find bin folder and go to bin folder. Here you find Java C and Java. These two are important for compiling and execution, and you know the process how it can be worked. Then coming to command prompt, then you can open CMD in your search bar of Windows, then go to command prompt. Yeah, now you are getting this command prompt. Yeah, see here. So you can simply go and type to check what type of version we installed in our computer. Java space hyphen version. When you type like this, then it displays what version you are installed on your computer. Java version 1.80 and runtime environment Java SC. So like this. And you can also check once again Java C space version and you are doing like this. If it is not display like this, there is a problem with class path setting. So I will show you how to set a class path if you are not able to get this type like, okay. Then see the process. Okay, come to your C directory to set a class path. Come to C directory and there find your program files folder and go to Java folder and JDK folder and this one. So this path should be required to set class path. So click on this button here and you will save this file by pressing Ctrl C. Ctrl C. Copy this path of this JDK folder. Then go to your settings, Windows settings. Go to your Windows setting and go to your Windows setting like this. Then here type environment variable, environment variable. So here you will get options like this, environment for your account or environmental system variable. Then go to environment system variable. Then you will display the window like this. And here see this option environment variables. Click on that one. click on that one. Here you will get this path information. If you observe here, path, system variable, path is there, and edit this one. And if you observe here, I already set path, that's why it's displaying on the console. And you can select new and paste the path by pressing Ctrl V. So like this you can set a class path, then press OK, OK everywhere, apply the conditions, then you will get class path set. Now, so this is the process of before start of executing your programs. First install JDK on your computer systems on today, and try to execute the source files creating according to the exercise problems given in our syllabus, exercise by exercise. Today we are going to complete one exercise, that the basic programs given. Okay student, come to Java programming lab, exercise 1. This is of basics, and this is the first program we are going to see in this lab session. Write a Java program to display default value of all primitive data types of Java. And for this, we need to create one class. As you know that how to create a Java program, from the last two videos you learned about how to create a Java program and how to use these statements. Everything we discussed about all the elements and required things to design programs using Java language. See here, so I have taken one exercise 1A, write a Java program to display all default values. So I have a class here. In this class, I have defined all primitive data types like this: integer, double, float, boolean, string, character. And I already defined these variables as a static variables. The basic reason for this is, when I am trying to access these variables in this main function, and I am displaying the values I, D, F, B, S, and C, accessing these values by using system.out.println statements, and it gives, generally without this static declaration of these variable, it gives some errors. Why? Because main is a static method, and static method can able to access only static variables, and this is the only way we can access this variable to display in the main function. So this is one way of designing this program illustration. And the second way is, and without defining these variables, can be able to access inside main. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Without defining these variables or primitive data types, without this static keyword, then you have to create an object of this class here. Object of class here, then object through you can allow to access these variables inside main function. Then that is another alternative way. I will show you that one in the execution and compilation process of Java program. And here, see, and the process of creating object and everything I will show you. Okay, coming to how to compile and execute the first exercise program, as I told you, default values of all primitive data types in Java. And you can go to any directory of yesterday's video. I told you the same process, how to create your directory and how to create a source file in your directory, and how to go to command prompt console, and how to compile and execute programs using Javac and Java commands. Now coming to here, I'm going to declare my folder in Java folder in E directory, and I have created all the source files here. I will try to execute one by one, and I will show you how it can be executed using JDK toolkit in my computer. Then go to fetch bar here, type command prompt. There will get command prompt here. Okay, coming to command prompt here, and you can simply type, go to your directory cd backslash. This is default directory for C, but I want to go to E drive. So E followed by colon, then it shifts to E directory, and you can write here cd space Java. Java is my folder. So it automatically switches to my directory, and there you can type your programs and so execute and compile and execute your files. As already I have created first exercise A, my class name there itself is ex1a. So I'm typing compiling process java c space my file name for first program in exercise 1a. I have given exercise ex1a. This is my class name, main class name. That's why I have given file name like this, and dot java, and press enter. If there are any errors, it displays there itself. Otherwise, it simply display the console again. And after successful completion of your file compilation, the bytecode will be generated. .class file will generated in your directory E drive Java folder. There is a ex1a.class file will be generated. That file contains bytecode. And now coming to here, how to run this program at this console. Java is a command and followed by file name ex1a. So by pressing enter, it runs the program and gives the output according to the instructions given. As see this one, this is the output generated, this one. Int default value is 0, double default value 0.0, float default value 0.0, boolean default value false, string default value null, and character it doesn't display anything. So these are the default values of all primitive data types. So this is the way you can give the process and execution of this one. Understood? Now coming to the second lab program, second lab cycle program. Yeah, okay, coming to this is exercise 1, and we've shown this process also. I hope you all understand, and make a note of this one. I will send this PDF file to you in the Google Classroom, and make sure of download that file and note everything in your observation and try to practice in your computer system for execution and collect output and write output. Okay. Coming to second program in exercise 1, that is write a Java program that displays the roots of quadratic equation ax square plus bx equal to 0, calculate the determinant d, and basing on value d, describe the nature of root. So this is the program, and here in this program we have taken the process of this a, b, c values, and we are calculating determinant here. Based on the determinant, if a determinant greater than 0, the roots will be calculated like this, and we will display these roots using system.out.format. System.out.print or println or format can be used, and according to that format given instruction, this display on the screen. Learn about this one also. And else if determinant is equal to 0, the roots are equal and both roots are calculated like this. The same way, coming to if determinant is greater than 0, this is the way calculation. If the determinant is 0, this way you can calculate. Otherwise, we can calculate the roots based on like this, imaginary and real roots. So this is the simple program, and come to console to execute how to execute this one. Okay, I told you that before going to that one, and I told you in the previous one. Yeah, I told you the same default value of all primitive data types, and we can declare those like this. And here it everything is private, no need, and we can define as it is without static or private. And you all know that in Java the default declaration is public. The default declaration of variables in a class in C++, you know that default declaration is private, but in Java, the default declaration of variables in a class is public. So public variables can be accessed by creating object of it. And see here, in this example 1, exercise 1, I created all basic data types here inside class. These are the class data members. And in my main function, static main function, and I'm trying to access these values by creating an object of that class ex1a. Ex class ex1 is my class name, and exe1 is a class name followed by object. Df is an object and new is an operator to create memory for an object at runtime, and ex1 is a constructor. Here it is a constructor here. Okay, this one is constructor. And coming to system.out.println, default value of short s is df.s. So through this object, I am accessing this variable x s. So like this, you can access all these data variables here. So try to execute this one at console. You can understand the second logic also, and later we will go to quadratic at the same thing. Okay friends, coming to here, I told you that ex file there. Try to execute java c space ex1 dot java. So no errors, happy. Then execute java space ex1. So it also displays the same default values of all variables. So the same logic in the previous program, I told you the process like declaring class members as a static, then static main method can access directly without any object. And we know the concept and point very well. And the second approach is I didn't define any variable with a static keyword. I generally defined every data type, but I can access inside of the main function by creating object of the class. So these two logics they are here. You can wish whatever the logic you like, you can write in your observation book. Okay, coming to here, I told you that CA plus. So coming to second quadratic equation program, Java C space exercise 1 dbit dot java, and I'm executing here java space ex1 b. So I have already given root value abc values in statically in my program. That's why the roots like be displayed like this. So you can also download this file and execute at your computer systems and note it down the output also. Okay. Okay, students, see here, coming to exercise 1 C program, save it. See, first of all, try to understand the problem statement given here. 5 bikers compete in a race such that they drive at a constant speed which may or may not be same as the other. To qualify the race, the speed of a racer must be more than the average speed of all 5 racers, taking as input of the speed of each racer and print back the speed of qualifying racers. This is the problem statement given, and we need a input giving to the program. In the last video, video 2, unit 1, chapter 1, programming in structure G, Java, and we seen the class, scanner class uses to give user input to the program. So that's why here we use this scanner class. Okay friends, see here, I'm importing Java util scanner class into my program, and I have my class name is ex1c and public static void main string args, and there are two steps to using scanner class. The first step is this one, create an object of this scanner class. Scanner is a class name here, and sc is an object, and u is an operator to create memory at runtime, and this is the constructor connecting this scanner class function for system.input stream. That it means it collects the data from or input from the user keyboard. Okay, and I have declared one array, and this is the way creating array. We have an array chapter in second unit, and we will see there. Then just know this step. Int speed equal to new int 5. This is the way of declaring array in Java. And I have taken one for loop, and inside this for loop we are entering the speed of all racers one by one. First racer 1, racer 2, racer 3, like that. I am moving all those values by this sc.nextInt, and I told you that the same usage of scanner class in the last video, theory video, and the same way we are to read input from the keyboard, we are using this scanner class object and nextInt function, and every time I'm reading these values into speed array I. Okay, now coming to, I'm checking, first taking the average of all, and I'm checking every here, every speed racer average, every speed racer speed with average, whose racer speed is greater than to this average equal to, then that racer details only prints on the screen. So this is the simple logic, and we will see how to execute this one and how to get this output. Okay friends, come to console here, and I have the process file name there, Java C space, what is my file name? Exercise1 C dot Java. This is my file name, and execute. No errors, happy. Type Java space ex1c. Press enter. It asks you to enter the speed of racer 1. For example, first racer going 75 kilometers per hour. Second racer 69. Third racer 80. Fourth racer 79. And fifth racer 69 or 65. Now, see that the output it is, for this program input is this 5 racer speed, and the speed of qualifying race is 73. This is the average of speed of all these 5 racers, and the racer going more than this 73, those only qualified the race. So racer 0, 75 he qualified, that it means first racer, and racer 2, 80 is qualified, and third racer qualified with 79, like this. Okay, this is the way output you can collect here and complete the 3 program sessions in this lab session. Okay students, complete these 3 exercise programs today at your home, and write all these things in your notebook, observation and output also. When you come to college, we will correct the observation. And some of the people are not having laptops or PCs at your home, and they are having alternate way of executing programs using your mobiles, or sometimes if you fail to install the JDK, you can go to online compiler, and there itself you can code all these programs in your computer or mobile also. I will show you the process also. Just wait here. Okay, student, come to browser and type Java Online Compiler. Java Online Compiler. Then you will get some compiler, online compilers here, and you can go the first any one of this one, and there, coming to here, it displays the editor here, and it's already there given class hello world program. So you can type your program online. You can open this page in your mobile also, no problem at all. It will work. And after typing your program here, I'm changing my file name ex1, and here it is hello display, whatever you like. And hello world plus I am again giving another system dot out dot println. This is Java program. This is Java program. So I'm displaying this one also. Okay, and you have a run command, run button here. You can click on directly. Here, no need of doing everything. It simply executes that program and displays the output at this one. Like this, you will get something errors. If there are any errors, then it display here. Printf, right. Then press again run. It display on the screen. Hello world. This is Java program. So if anybody failed to install JDK on your computer and you are not aware of that process, no need. You simply go to Google, and there are online compilers available. You can type your program and check your output also. This process will work on mobile also. Okay, you can also type in your mobile and get output there itself. Okay, students, and today I'm sharing this video with you along with the exercise file with the program, exercise and everything. And 3 programs should be complete today itself, and complete the observation with output also. Thank you.